Good afternoon. Welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. After almost a month since the beginning of the blockade at the Ocre by Raisa leaders, the departmental government held a meeting with the protesters in order to have a dialogue and reach some solutions.
The purpose of the meeting was to generate dialogues to solve the blockade outside of the facilities of the Office of Control Circulation and Residence Ocre. Let's remember that the traffic lane is completely closed, which has caused a diversion of vehicular traffic affecting the development of various activities in the area. Also present during the meeting were the Secretary of Government Kayan Howard Sanchez, the Ombudsman Office, the Departmental National Police, and the Attorney General Office of San Andres, who was pleased with the agreed commitments and satisfied at the partial opening of the 20 de Julio Avenue will benefit citizens during the voting day of May 29. Finally, the interim governor, Manuel Henry, indicated that on June 2nd and 3rd, there will be a dialogue table where the Raisa population and local authorities will discuss issues concerning the demands, complaints, and petitions for which the blockade is being maintained.
The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration predicts an above-normal 2022 Atlantic hurricane season, which would be the 7th consecutive season above average.
NOAA's Outlook issue on May 24, 2022 for this year Atlantic hurricane season, which runs from June 1st through November 30, predicts a 65% chance of an above-normal season, a 25% chance of a near-normal season, and a 10% chance of below-normal season. For the 2022 hurricane season, NOAA forecasts a range of 14 to 21 named tropical storms, of which 6 to 10 could become hurricanes with winds of 119 kilometers per hour or greater, including 3 to 6 major hurricanes of category 3, 4, or 5, with winds of 178 kilometers per hour or greater. NOAA provides these range with 70% confidence. The list of names has been published and includes Alex, Bonnie, Colin, Daniel, Earl, Fiona, Gaston, Hermine, Ina, Julia, Carl, Lisa, Martin, Nicole, among others.
It's never too early to prepare for the devastating impacts of hurricanes. And while we're here today to preview an outlook of what trends will shape this year's hurricane season, it's crucial to remember that it only takes one storm to damage your home, neighborhood, and community.
The increased activity anticipated for this hurricane season is attributed to several climatic factors, including the ongoing La Niña that will likely persist through the hurricane season, warmer than average sea surface temperatures in the Atlantic Ocean and Caribbean Sea, weaker Atlantic tropical trade winds, and an increase in the West African monsoon.
The representative of the Chamber analyzes the update of Law 47 of 1993 in order to have clarity and organize the Raisa population in terms of land ownership.
House Representative Elizabeth J. Pank met with the director of the National Land Agency in recent days where they were reviewing the update of Law 47 of 1993, following is Miriam Martinez's analysis.
For the first time, it has been possible to have compilation of norms that reflects the reality of the Raisa people. From my point of view, it is a beautiful normativity, and it really recognizes the cultural values and the cultural development of the Raisa people. The most important thing is that it is already draft and can be taken into account in the update, and it is a really matter of protection for the Raisa people of their property and private property of our island, because we all want our islands to continue evolving and developing.
For the candidate of the House of Representatives, it is important to organize the archipelago and make it more sustainable.
What we need is to organize to have that vision of sustainability. For now, those are aspects that we are envisioning in the update of Law 47. We need to address many more issues.
Perplexed is the citizenship to the filtered photographs of the case of the death of the dancer Luis Bustamante. In this picture appears the homicide posing next to the corpse.
After the indictment hearing was held against Mario David Donado, murderer of dancer Luis Bustamante, who accepted the charges on the fact, images of the case were leaked on social networks, where the captured appears posing with the corpse of the dancer after having perpetrated the act, in addition to keeping the clothes of the deceased. This fact has caused consternation in the insular community. Teleislas News contacted a professional in psychology who delved into the behavior of the defendant on the evidence.
En la actualidad están circulando una fotografía a través de las redes sociales.
Currently, a photograph is circulating on social networks where the person linked to the trial is observed posing with the corpse of Luis Bustamante. In the photograph, one can observe the disposition of the body of the person bent over, leaning, with his arms outstretched, indicating a morbid and pleasurable behavior towards the death of Luis Bustamante. It is just as morbid to keep that photograph as a pleasurable element. Likewise, it is understood that the victimizer kept personal elements of Luis Bustamante, which is added to this morbid attitude and totally out of the normal in relation to what has to do with life and respect for the integrity of others.
The prosecution also linked Donado to the case of the corpse found in the Simpson Wells sector of a man named Alan Chamorro. The investigated man denied his responsibility as co-author of this fact.
Great and positive news can be found today in the Rockhole sector, where the local product transformation fair is taking place. Local entrepreneurs were present at the site.
And yes, Lisa, we're right here by the farmers market in the Rockhole section, by the Agricultural Products Transformation Fair, led by the Secretariat of Agriculture and Fisheries. So we're right here. What this means? This means that the products them in the island that we sow and we reap, you transform it into a next product, and that's something you can live off. And that's what we see right here by the fair today, Friday 27th of May. This is an example of the transformation of the products. This is a jumbalin jelly. These are things we normally do home. You know, you transform the jumbalin into jelly, or you transform the guava into jelly, and that's what we do. We transform for agricultural, for local products into something, a next product. And in this case, we can find here, we find honey, we find jelly, we find cake, banana bread, banana cake. This is what we can find right here by this Agricultural Products Transformation Fair. So invite the community to come out to the Rockhole section by this farmers market today, Friday, because from 8 o'clock this morning until 3 o'clock this evening, you're going to find all kind of transformation or product transformation here by this agriculture or this farmers market. This was Sylvette Mitchell Archibald Lisa for Teleislas News. Continue with the most relevant information of the day.
Calificación AAA en deuda de largo plazo otorgado por el S&P and Fitch Ratings, que consolidan la solidez financiera del Fondo Nacional del Ahorro.
And in other news, the Secretariat of Mobility socializes the Safe Systems Strategies project, which seeks to reduce the number of road accidents that occur in the department.
With a coordinated effort between the Secretariat of Mobility and the National Road Safety Agency, the Safe System Strategy project was socialized at the Rancho Technical Educational Institution, Philip Beekman headquarters. The strategy is focused on preventing the human error from causing road accidents in the department, and at the same time strengthening education actions for road agents, including the proper use of helmets, speed limits, and technical mechanical inspection of vehicles. Likewise, the objective, scope, and benefits that the project will bring to the entire community of the archipelago were socialized with the community during the meeting.
And now let's get to know other facts that today are news in our brief news section.
The pedagogical group of the Secretariat of Mobility conducted a socialization session with the drivers of three-wheeled vehicles. The objective of the activity was to provide information to these road actors about the risks they are exposed to while driving, especially in their interactions with different vehicles. This initiative seeks to raise awareness about the relationship and responsibility of drivers on the road, and in turn reduce traffic incidents involving these drivers. The Tourism and National Patrimony Protection Group of the National Police conducted control activities in the department to establishments providing tourist services such as hotels and travel agencies with the purpose of ensuring that they comply with the legal regulations in force and thus offer an optimal service to visitors. The Botanical Garden of the National University of the Caribbean campus celebrated this week the International Day of Biological Diversity by sharing with the community a series of photographs of the different species of plants that are blooming there, as well as birds that can be seen on the trails of the entity.